Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music blessing and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Monday, August 19th, 2024. That's 4.5 years of Torah every single day, of finding friends from all over the world ready to learn Torah, to say good morning, to see how we're doing, to face the world as it is, and to generate hope, to hold each other up, to say things like Boker Tov Anya, good to see you. Penny, it's good to see you. Shush, Ron, Susie, good to see everybody. Joyce, sending love. Kim and Linda, good morning, my friends. It's good to see you. Thank you, Penny. It is broadcast 1118. That is true. It is astounding, and it is true. Adrian and Amy, good to see you. Amy, today is your 51st anniversary. Mazal Tov. What a beautiful milestone, and you share it with us. Today's Torah is for you, especially because today is Tu B'Av, a day of love on the Jewish calendar. Tsiona and Rose, Barbara and Lydia, Arlene, good morning. Catherine, sending love to Australia. Hi, Minna, sending love to Cherry Hill. Cecile and Diane, Stan. Diane and Stan, one after the other. See, that's a gift. Carl and Hope, good to see you. Oh, Kim. Kim, I read your name as Hope, which is not a bad name to have. Hope is mandatory. Amen. Debbie, it's good to see you. Roberta, welcome. Welcome, everybody. I see so many sweet faces on my screen. It's good to see all of you. Roberta and Haley, Debbie and Deborah. Deborah, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Sending you a refuah shlema, good healing. Ron and Valerie, Judy, good morning. Arlene, welcome back from DC. So glad you are safe after driving home in the pouring rain. Jerry, hi Ima, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Everybody, give my mom some love. Nice to see you here, Ima. Valerie, you're in Kansas City. Of course you are. All right, let's say a few more quick hellos, and then we're going to get started. Cheryl and Dave, good morning. Heather, good morning to you. Natalie, good morning. Okay, let's take a second, friends. Take a breath intentionally. Sing a blessing. Learn some Torah. So good to see you. Joyce, I want to give you credit. For the last long while, you keep on posting Amen right at the end of the blessing. The timing is so good and it's so consistent. I just want to give you major credit. I noticed that. That's very sweet of you. Let's start with a million different things. Number one, it's so nice to be able to celebrate with all of you, to learn Torah again with all of you. I know we've done it every weekday for the last 1,118, but it really never gets old. It is refreshing. and surprising. It is loving. It is comforting. It is all of these things. Especially because today is not only broadcast 1118, it is also day 318 since October 7th. And that comfort, that replenishment, it's necessary. And if it's necessary for us, how much more so for the families of the hostages, and if for them, how much more so than for the hostages themselves. We are united, we are focused, and we are indefatigable in our attention. We are with our family, we are with our people. And yes, as ever, we are just people, and there are often times that we make mistakes on a national level and on individual levels. May this not be one of those times. May we not make mistakes as we work perhaps at the most urgent moment yet. Please God, may it not be the last chance for any negative reasons, but may we not miss this opportunity because it feels so very immediately urgent. I know that there's a lot to say in this week's Parsha, and today is Tu B'Av, the 15th day of the month of Av, a day of love. So there are things to mark today, including, Deborah, I want to lift up what you said. If we say that we face the world as it is, we also acknowledge that sometimes we are in desperate need of healing and freedom. Deborah just shared that 9 years ago today, she received her get. That's a Jewish divorce decree. And she is grateful. Her language is freedom from constant abuse. Deborah, I am so moved that you shared that with all of us. Bless you for the bravery that you, of course, embody and demonstrate. Bless you for knowing that you deserve everything a human being deserves: joy, freedom. And thank you for being part of a purposeful Torah community with all of us. You raise us up. This week's Torah portion, Ekev, is sort of about all of these things. V'haya Ekev tishma'un. It's a very strange thing for us to be told over and over and over again, because, we've heard it already. Moshe Rabbeinu, is saying goodbye, as this entire book embodies. The book of Devarim that we are in is one long goodbye from Moshe. And he doesn't want to go. Who would? His life's mission, his life's work, has been to get us to the promised land. And here we are, about to get there. And he's not going to make it. And he begged God, let me in. Please change your mind. Change the rules. And he is told, we read last week in Parshat V'etchanan, Ravlach, enough. Stop talking to me about that. It's time for something new. Now, God doesn't say it exactly like that, but it's possible. And this, if you remember, is the insight that Neshama brought me and I brought to us last week on the Parsha. She gave that to our Torah as part of the last step before starting her rabbinical studies today, which is another beautiful thing that's happening today. So proud of her. That God is sad about the inevitability of Moshe's end. He will not live forever. No one does. Within a world that has such rules, such limitations, which is not a curse, it is reality. It is what makes every action urgent. In fact, Franz Rosenzweig, famous Jewish German philosopher, in a very important and difficult book called The Star of Redemption, talks about how science tries to explain away death as something that is natural and not scary. Now, that might also be true. I don't want to negate the value of learning about biology and what it is to be alive for a period of time. That is true. But he said religion is there to make us feel the urgency of our end. We need to be aware that we don't have forever. And that's what makes every moment so urgent. That is it's not only Jewish, but it's a very Jewish way to look at the world. I have this moment. Pirkei Avot, 2,000 years ago, says a person should never say, Lech she'efaneh, I'll learn. Because maybe you never will. You should never say, when I get around to it, when I have a moment, I'll learn. You should never say that. Learn now. Act now. I'm hearing Kim's amplification of Rachel Goldberg in my ears. Hope now. Deal now. Bring them home now, not later. This Parsha, Parshat Eikev, continues that urgency because the very first words of it, V'haya Eikev tishma'un, and it will be if you listen. Now, Eikev, you might remember the word, it's spelled Ayin Kuf Vet, which is the same root in Hebrew as Jacob in Hebrew, Yaakov. It means heel. On the heels of this, on the heels of you listening, when you listen to all the rules, Ushmartem v'asitem otam, when you fulfill the mitzvot that I've given you, V'shamar Adonai Elohecha lecha, I, God, will protect you, et habrit, the covenant, vet hachesed, and the love, asher nishba lavotecha, the covenant and the love. It is so important for us to understand this Parsha's urgent message. We must remember that there are consequences for our actions, and that means inaction also has immediate consequences. See, Jacob's name, heel, which we don't typically think about. Remember, Jacob was born holding onto the heel of his elder brother Esav. So what does it mean that this week's Parsha has something in common with that? You could think that there's an inevitable consequence, a positive inevitable consequence of this moment of arrival in the Promised Land. But that's not the language of this. Moshe is saying to us with his last breaths, remember, there are consequences to your actions. I cannot undo the limitation of my own lifespan. Even God cannot undo the limitation of my lifespan. That is a midrash read. So what do I do in the time that I have? Friends, I'm asking you this question. What do you do in the time that you have? And Mindy, to your point, you wrote, it's not the death that is so scary, it's that Moshe was not forgiven. We don't know that. You can be forgiven for doing something wrong, but there are still consequences for having done it. Moshe is an exemplar of everything we aspire to. He is human. He loses his patience. He's purposeful. He gives up the comfort of his life as a shepherd in Midian, and he gives what he can to help save his people. He's also an exemplar of accepting that not everything is changeable. Even if you are forgiven, it doesn't mean suddenly the actions that you've taken in the past didn't happen. There are consequences to everything. V'haya ekev tishma'un, if you listen. It's not when you listen, because please God, you should. But I've worked with the Jewish community. We don't listen. It's a big if. So I want to say this to you with love in my heart, because it is Tu B'Av, a day of second chances, a day where love could be. It's a day, please God, where a good decision could be made, where we could bring our family home finally. Today is a day where it could get better. If. Ekev. If. It's not on the heels of, it's not an inevitable consequence. It is an if. I bless us. I bless us to think and to feel and to take responsibility and to acknowledge that we don't have forever. So what we do matters right now. right now. So let's say to Am Yisrael, to our people all over the world, especially in Israel, especially those with the authority to make decisions, to make a deal and bring our family home. Now, Ekev, if, now, may this be the moment, because you never know if you're going to get another. Now, bring them home. Now. Send your hearts to the east, friends, with me. Kol hod baleva pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia, od lo avta tikvateinu, hatikva bat shnot alpayim, liot am chofshi be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion Virushalayim, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, friends.